Good morning, welcome to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Let's talk wellness, finance, and growth.
What's up, guys? It's the Fit to Flourish podcast. It's your boy, Mr. Fit to Flourish. And I always talk about getting fit spiritually, physically, mentally, and financially. Today, what I wanted to talk about was the process of getting to where you want to be, right? And the huge thing that people don't know is really what is the thought process that takes you there? Because the Kybalion, the book by the three initiates, it tells you the secret of how to get everything you want. And a lot of the richest people in the world, the most successful people in their fields, a lot of them, they get there and they don't have to try and do all these techniques and stuff that these gurus and durus tell you to do. You can do these techniques because they can convince you that you have that power, but you already have that power and you don't need to do the techniques. And that's why a lot of the richest people in the world, they don't have these Ashton Hall, wake up in the morning routines, like super unrealistic. All right. There are people who need to do these routines in order to get there, but I'm telling you right now that you don't need those routines. However, if you're still struggling, these routines can help you. Okay. They can help you get aligned and get into a space of vibration where you're doing these things and it's making you feel like you're getting to where you want to be or being the person that's at the highest level. Okay. And like Neville Goddard said in his books, feeling is the secret. And I'm going to tell you an applicable step, practical applicable steps at the end of this video of how to get what you want. But I wanted to talk about what I've been doing. And then I'll tell you what, at the end, applicable steps to get there. Okay. So what have I been doing to get what I want? Because I don't feel like I'm one of those people who's just like, all right, boom, I want this, I'm going to get it, and get it instantly. There's some people who can just kind of click it on. It's kind of an innate thing, or it's actually taught to you at a young age. Okay, so you see some of these wealthy millionaires, billionaires, their families have been rich and have instilled in their mind that you are rich, like you deserve this. So they get what they want. They don't have to meditate for 1,000 years, okay, and undo all this damage that's been done. But essentially, what I've been doing is, and what a lot of people do is, you're taught when you're manifesting, and this is about to be $1 million worth of game. Like people literally pay $1 million for this, and I've been around groups of people in masterminds where people literally pay $100,000 for this information. So pay attention. So a lot of people are taught to meditate or manifest on exactly the thing that they want. Okay. And the problem with that is when you do that, it becomes the end. It becomes the end goal. Okay. It becomes the end goal. And then once it's the end goal, that means that it's probably at the end of your life, because your brain can't tell the difference between reality and your thoughts. So if it's the end goal, then it becomes something that is, chronologically at the end. Okay. If it's the end goal, it's chronologically at the end. So therefore you have to die to get it. Does that make sense? So, and also you're putting something, a lot of power, giving a lot of power to something over yourself. But when you're thinking that, hey, that $20 million house I want, right now you probably have like $100,000, right? You're like, I want that $20 million house, and you're giving it all this power. And you're thinking that, all right, I got to work for 100 years. And then when I die, I'll have just enough money and I'll get the house. And that's the end of everything. Yay, I won. Okay. But nobody, the problem, the thing that nobody teaches, and this is like hidden secrets, is that when you're manifesting and this thing is so large, so big, right? And it's the end. Nobody knows what happens after death, because you're not supposed to know what happens after death, right? So once you treat this thing like it's the end goal, it's like, okay, what happens after that? Okay. So that thing essentially becomes the death of you. You must die to get that thing. That is the whole concept that nobody talks about. When you're manifesting and that thing is the end goal, you're never going to get it. And the reason you still don't have it, like the car, you probably wanted a Ferrari or you wanted this or that, is because you have to die to get it. Okay. And we're not supposed to know what happens when you die, because you're supposed to be focusing on living. That's a fucking bar. Okay. That's a fucking bar. Okay. You're not supposed to know what happens when you die. Who cares? Because you're supposed to be focused on living. Okay? So let's talk about it. What do you do then? We don't just manifest by meditating on like, oh, I want that Ferrari. I want the Ferrari. No, fuck no. That's not how you do it. The real way to manifest, and some people will say like, oh, you have to have as much detail as possible. No, you don't, bro. No, okay? The real way to manifest, and the applicable steps that I've been doing to get like the Corvette that I got, to make $30,000 in a week, $20,000 in a week trading, and to get over $100,000 in my account, to get all these things, or to go to these places, fly to these places, give gifts to people, meet people, get the women, like all this stuff, like to get everything that I've ever wanted. And I'm not one of those people who's like really big into like, oh, I need all this, I need that. I used to be when I had nothing, but now I'm realizing that experiences are more than anything, families more than everything. And yeah, really just the experiences of life and going through the journey. The journey is everything, okay? It's not about the end goal. The end goal, that's death, all right? We don't care about death because we're supposed to be living right now. But essentially what I've been doing is when I do meditate or when I do visualize, because it does work, okay? It does work. Your mind can't distinguish between reality and your thoughts, okay? Your meditations, your thoughts, your imagination. Your mind can't distinguish. So what I've been doing is you have to, and I mentioned this in another video, you have to normalize the things that you want. And the way that you do that is in your imagination, you imagine, okay, that, okay, what happens on the day that you get the thing? So for instance, let's say the $20 million house that I want in Miami, I keep acting like it's like, oh, like it's so hard to get. It's not, okay? I get that $20 million house, right? I imagine I signed all the papers. I got my lawyers to come in, check the papers. I shake hands. So the main thing is what happens after this thing is achieved, or after you get the girl, after you get the house, after you get the car, after you get the job. You can't just imagine like, oh man, like the job I want. Okay, the job I want. Okay, I get the job. Like, no, that's not how it works. You got to go past that, because once you go past that, you then become the person that has the thing or does the thing or has the job, has the position, is the CEO, runs the business. Like you become that person. And when you become that person, your mind can't tell if that's real or if it's fake. So then you automatically start to do the things. So first it's be, do, have. You become the person in your imagination. So then you go past that. And once you go past that scenario of getting the thing, then you start doing the things that you would do if you were the person who had the thing. Then you start to see all the things that you have, okay? But essentially, it's like, all right, I want that $20 million house, right? So the first day, I probably don't have any furniture, all right? And you need to imagine this. What's happening the first day you have it? So my $20 million house, I'm in Miami. I'm looking out this floor-to-ceiling window, looking out at the ocean. I don't have any furniture, so I call my furniture people. I'm like, hey, can you deliver this tomorrow? Then I start imagining the next day. The next day I go out with a beautiful girl. I invite my brothers. We do like a brunch. We have mimosas. My guy hits me up. Yo, we're coming to we're pulling up to your crib. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We got to go back to the crib. Go back to the crib. They load up the furniture. Then think even further past that. What are you doing? Who are you? Where are you? Okay, you have the thing. It's normal now. You have the thing. All right, I think a week past that, I host my first dinner party, whatever. Week past that, month past that, I'm settled in my room. I have a gaming room. I have a cinema room. I have the lounge. I have my work room where I trade and I teach people. I mentor people. I have that room. I'm in there. I'm doing my thing. And then my parents call me, like some regular, think of what would be happening. What would you be doing? Who are you at that point? Okay. You need to go past the thing that you want and imagine life with it, because then at that point it becomes normal to you. And the only way to get things in life, it's not the woo woo, like, oh, say it 1,000 times, chant. No, what's happening when you're chanting these things 1,000 times, only for some people, a very small majority of people, when they say these affirmations, it doesn't work for me at all. Affirmations do not work for me. Okay, it doesn't work for a lot of people. It works for a very, very small majority of people. But at the end of the day, in any manifestation, the secret to manifestation that nobody talks about is that whatever you want, it in your head, in your mind, the Kybalion says, as within, so without. In your mind, that thing needs to be normal to you. For instance, right now I'm inside of a house, right? If you go somewhere, and I know, never mind. If you go somewhere where it's impoverished, you could say like maybe some homeless people on the street, right? They couldn't even imagine being in a nice house, floor to ceiling windows, having a computer, having an iPhone. Like they can't imagine that. Okay, if it's not normal to them, then they can't. You just can't have it. It's the law. If it's not normal to you, then you can't have it. But if you make it something so big, you're giving it power over yourself. Okay. So your manifestation will not happen if you aren't the person who has that thing. And so hopefully this makes sense. Like if you're not the person that has the thing, and if you're not being that person, and you're not doing the things that that person would do, then you can't have. So it goes be, do, have. So first, let's say I'm someone who wants a Ferrari. So who do I have to be? Well, I have to be someone who's in these Ferrari groups. I have to know about Ferraris. I have to make quite a bit of money. What would I do if I was being that person? Well, probably someone who goes to the gym, goes to these car meetups. I read about cars. I have a really good business. I'm working on my business every single day. I have a really organized lifestyle. And then what would I have? Well, I would have that Ferrari. I'd probably have a house. I'd probably have a lot of girls who are probably more promiscuous because you're like, oh, you have things. I want you. So just by being the person and doing the things, you will automatically just attract all of those things that you want so that you can have the things. Anyways, hopefully this helps someone out there. If you're manifesting, this is the manifestation secret that nobody ever talks about. Okay. In your mind, think about having the thing. Go past it. Go past the weeks and the months. And let's say, think a year later after you already achieved the thing and have the thing, then it becomes normal to you. And once you think that it's normal in your mind, then in reality, it's going to be normal to you. But you're going to start acting as if you have that thing. And you're going to act in the ways that that version of yourself, that higher version of yourself would act. Anyways, it's your boy, Mr. Fit to Flourish. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'm outie.